Welcome to In Her Voice. My name is Kelly Covert, and I am passionate about helping women live authentically by listening to their inner voice. Get ready to be inspired by women of all walks of life that have set aside their should-bes and not good enoughs and are standing in their true voice, the voice of wisdom that each and every one of us has inside. Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Covert, and you are listening to episode 17 of In Her Voice. I'm so excited that you joined me today, that you decided to press play, because today we're talking about how gratitude changes everything. So I have a friend who is a really great friend of mine. I love her. I just adore her. And she has been having a really rough year in her personal life. And she was going through just some hard things, some things that you wouldn't want to even wish on your worst enemy. And as much as I could support her, I did. But her life just recently started to turn around. And you know what it was that made the difference for her? It wasn't a change in her circumstances. They're the same as they were 6 months ago. It wasn't a change in who she was hanging around with. The only thing that changed was that she started practicing on a daily basis gratitude. And I remember when she first started, she decided she was going to post a picture of gratitude every single day. About a weekend, she said, "Kelly, this is so hard. Sometimes I just forget, and then I remember at the end of the day, and I can't think of anything that I'm grateful for, and all I have is negative in my head, and it's just so hard, but I'm going to keep doing it." And she did, and it's been, probably about 90 days now, and she said to me the other day, she was like, "My life has changed, and it's changed because of gratitude." I mean, if that is not a testament to the power of gratitude in our lives, I don't know what is. She is happy. She is positive. She's looking for good things to happen to her. She is expecting good things to happen to her. And in that moment, I gave her a high five and I hugged her. And I was just so excited to see someone get it, to see a friend of mine understand that there is power in something as simple and as easy as being thankful for what we have in our lives. I really just wanted to share more with you about this idea. And I know that other people have talked about gratitude and that there are books about gratitude and there are quotes about gratitude, but you know what? I think that we cannot hear it enough. Every little reminder we get that can turn us back into that place of gratitude is going to help us. So if this helps just one person today think, what am I grateful for today? And have that little turnaround in their life today, then I'm grateful for that. And that's why it's on my heart to share this. One thing that I think is really interesting about gratitude is that it's easy to be grateful for things like coffee. You know me, I'm a coffee freak. I love coffee. And you know what? I'm grateful for coffee every single day. I'm grateful that my kids are healthy. I'm grateful that I have a beautiful home to live in and that I have a loving partner. I'm grateful for all of those things, but those things are pretty easy for me to be grateful for because they're amazing parts of my life already. I don't have to look hard for that gratitude. And there's nothing wrong with being grateful for those things. That's not what I'm saying at all. But we really start to see the power of gratitude when we can be grateful in. And you're like, what are you talking about, Kelly? Aren't we supposed to be grateful for? Yes, we are supposed to be grateful for. But being grateful in means having gratitude in the hard moments. Having gratitude when your kid is yelling at you while he's going out the door. Having gratitude for really hard circumstances and situations that you've gone through in your life. I have so much gratitude for my oldest son and all of the challenges that he's brought me as someone who is on the autistic spectrum. So much gratitude for that. And this is why. not because it's been easy, and not because I would want anyone else to have to experience this. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. But for me, my challenges in understanding what it means to be the mother of my child changed my life. It changed my life, you guys. Being his mother has helped me to understand what it means to love myself, to love all of myself, all of the parts of me, even the parts that are messy and flawed and not perfect. And I would not give that up for the world. I would not change that for the world. Having the challenge of my son has taught me how to listen to my inner voice. And that has led me to you, to this podcast right now. I would not change that for the world. I am so grateful for the tears and the frustration and all that I have learned, because now that I can look back, I can say, that's why I needed that. It was here for me to learn, to grow, to be more of who I am, and to step into exactly who I am supposed to be. And I am so grateful for that. And in the moment, it's not always easy to be grateful in. It's not always easy to be able to find that goodness in a really challenging time of your life. But if you know that on the other side, there will be something, you can just be grateful for that. You can be grateful that there is something to learn, something that will grow you, something to figure out. Be grateful for that, even if you don't know what it is. I'm listening to a really fun book right now. It's called You Are a Badass by Jennifer Sincero. I'll put a link to it in the show notes page. And she's very funny and it's very lighthearted, but there's some really deep concepts in there. And it's really about self-love, and it's about gratitude, and it's about forgiveness. But she had such a good tip in the part of gratitude. And that was, in any given moment, you can use the phrase, I'm glad this happened because. So the example she gave was, you have a flat tire on the way home from picking your kids up from school. And you can say, I'm glad this happened because this gave me an opportunity to model for my children what you do when you get a flat tire. So using that phrase is a really good tool. I'm glad this happened because. The amazing thing about that is you can turn a moment of despair immediately into a moment of delight, just with that one tiny thing, just with gratitude. It's so, so powerful. And the cool thing about gratitude as well is that it gets our energy flowing in the right direction. So it's almost like if we're not practicing gratitude, you can imagine that you're in this rough river that's full of current and you are fighting up current. You're pushing and pushing, and it feels like with every step, you're just not going anywhere. In fact, maybe you're going backwards. But when you start living with gratitude, you turn around and you let that river take you, and it flows and it becomes easy, and you start to see all of the things that you have to be grateful for, and you start to see all of the things that will come that you can be grateful for. And when you are grateful right now for things you haven't even received yet, oh my goodness, you guys, that is turning on your magnet for what you want in your life. When you can practice gratitude for things you haven't even received, that you haven't even seen yet, that is like turning on your manifestation magnet, and those things will be attracted to you. Why? Because that's the way gratitude works. That's the way the energy flows. And so when we're looking for things to be grateful for, we're more grateful, and then we have more things to be grateful for. And I am telling you what, you guys, that is the cycle that I want to be in. That is the cycle that can give us an attitude adjustment in like a moment. In a moment. It's so cool. And I always say to my clients, you will find what you're looking for. So what do I mean by that? If you are looking for all the bad things that are going to happen to you in a day, if you say things to yourself often like, well, go figures, things like that always happen to me. I never get a good parking spot. Murphy's Law, whatever the attitude is, if you are expecting bad things to come to pass, they will. And it's not necessarily that they're coming to pass because you're expecting them. It's just that you're looking out for them. That's what you're paying attention to. And so when you look for that, that is what you will see. However, the opposite is also true. When you look for positive, when you look for things that you want to feel gratitude for, when you expect good things to happen to you, that's what you see. There's this really great story. Let me see if I can remember it right. It's about two travelers that are walking down the road, and the first traveler passes through a town, and on the other side of the town, he meets a beggar beside the road, and the beggar says to him, "Oh, what did you think of that town?" And he said, "Oh, it was terrible. The people were rude. The streets were dirty. I never want to go back again." And the old man said, "That's interesting." And then the next traveler came along, having just walked through the very same town at the very same time. And the old man says to the second traveler, "What did you think of the town?" And he said, "Oh, it was a lovely town. There were flowers in every single mailbox, and all the people were so nice, and I can't wait to go back again." And the only difference, it wasn't the town that was different. It was what each of those travelers was looking for. So my question to you is, what are you looking for? What are you paying attention to? What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on things you can be grateful for? Are you looking for amazing things to happen to you every day? Are you expecting them? Are you living in gratitude even in those hard moments? Are you practicing gratitude for things you haven't even received yet? Because watch out. If you do that, your life will change. It's powerful, you guys. And I just want to encourage all of you to do a little experiment. Set an intention of gratitude for yourself. This is one way that you can really begin this practice. I say this all the time. What I mean by practice is doing it over and over and over and over. You don't just practice gratitude one time. You practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. And the more you do it, the better you get. So set an intention tomorrow for practicing gratitude, for living in gratitude, for looking for things that make you feel grateful, for imagining the things that are to come that you can already be grateful for, and see how your day goes. Maybe you even want to do a little journaling on gratitude. That's something that I do every single day. I sit down in the morning and I write down the date on my journal, and then I write gratitude, and I write 3 or 4 things that I'm grateful for. And I have to be honest, you guys, coffee features on them quite often, but a lot of times that moment of the day is what pulls me back into exactly the perspective that I want to be in. It pulls me back into that place of aligning with gratitude, of aligning with the knowledge that God wants good in my life, that He is watching out for me, that He is taking care of me, and that I am cared for. That's an amazing feeling, and I want all of you guys to feel that way. So try this. Practice gratitude. Set an intention. Look for things. Be on the lookout for things you can be grateful for. Write a few things down in your journal. It doesn't take long, you guys. Just a few. It doesn't even have to be full sentences. Just a few bullet points of things you're grateful for that day, and see how you feel at the end of the day. And I bet you gold money that you're going to feel great. That is what I wanted to tell you about gratitude today. I thank you so much for being here. One thing that I am grateful for is you. You are creating a movement of women who love themselves now. Every time you listen to this, you are stepping into your own worthiness each and every day. And the more you hear it and the more you practice it, the more other women are going to see it. And we're going to create a ripple effect of women who are ready to stand up and say, I'm worthy. I'm worthy in spite of my flaws. I am worthy right now. And I matter. And so do you. Thank you. Thank you for all that you're doing. I can't wait to bring you more.